What's up all you germ fighting dudes and dudettes, ToyShiz here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another retro shiz look back at the past, and today we're totally checking out 2005's Hot Topic exclusive Palisades Toys Germ Fighting Invader Zim and GER as well. A very cool set, one that I've had in my collection for quite some time, but I thought, you know what? Just with all the wild craziness going on, what more fitting of a toy to open? And I advise everyone, if you're at home, just enjoy what you're collecting and open something you've never opened before or it's been sitting there a while. But yeah, Germ Fighting Invader Zim. Love the box art on this. Very busy, but also just, it flows right. It's not too crazy. And I like the sides. You get the good look at GER that's covered in germs and everything else. You get the Invader Zim logo, remember Hot Topic and exclusives and like all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Palisades with Invader Zim was just ripe with them back in the day. On the backside, you get to see all of the Invader Zim figures for Wave 2. You get some Nick knowledge if you want to go ahead and screen grab that. And one figure, well, it was more of like a plush, like really huge figure. One I regret not picking up, the Mega GER action figure, unfortunately. But really cool on the bottom of the box. Really cool to see everyone involved with this. You might even see a couple names that will show up even now. Trevor Zammit. And on the bottom, you also get to see the price tag. Original 25 bucks. Got it for $11.98. Well, I actually have a little story to go along with this. Maybe I'll tell it if there's time. But in the meantime, sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee, relax, unwind. I know this is a very stressful time, but we're going to get through it together, not to worry. This is the 2005 Hot Topic exclusive Palisades Toys Germ Fighting Invader Zim. And here's Zim and GER all unpackaged. Well, almost. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this before we really rip them out. But this was simple. You know what I mean? You got a couple accessories for 25 bucks. You get really nice artwork for the back of the packaging. It's all of the twisted wires and everything that do show up along with the Invader Zim cartoon, the intro, and everything else, and then taking them out of the packaging. Now, one thing I will point out is that with the old Invader Zim figures, a lot of them were almost statuesque, we'll just say. They didn't have articulation, and so do these, but they didn't exactly stand all too well. I will say that this Zim in particular is standing a lot better than most because he has more box flat shoes. But the GER figure, no, you're definitely going to need the stand, and if you have one of these, just be very careful with the GER stands because they do like to snap easily, much with a lot of these Invader Zim figures. But I think that they absolutely nailed the look of these figures, much like all of the Invader Zim run from Palisades. You get the two little germs, you get the McMeaties burger, of course, all really rendered perfectly in a 3D action figure type landscape. And of course the germs is, you got one germ in the episode of the Invader Zim and he kills it with his bug off kind of thing. But I think they nailed the faces on this. I think that's really, really cool. The McMeaties burger, again, very, very cool. You know, from the episode, Zim finds out that the space meat from McMeaties burgers is the only thing that doesn't have germs. So I think that they absolutely nailed it, except for the burger does have germs. So, oh man, it's hard. It's totally off model. No. And of course, Zim ultimately combats all the virus and germs by covering himself in the space meat. Made that figure, but he does come with his germ away canister, and all throughout the episode he uses it. Yeah, if you haven't seen this episode of Invader Zim, you must, especially for what's going on now. You'll definitely get a good laugh and a chuckle out of it. And I think the can, again, rendered really nicely, painted nicely. There's a couple hiccups here and there just with, I'm sure, age and all that kind of stuff, but it does look nice, as does GER. And I'm happy to say that with all the GERs in my collection, I don't have a germ covered one. And again, if you haven't seen this episode, just the comedic timing and everything that's presented here, it's just hilarious, especially when Zim orders the goggles and puts on the trial pair of goggles and looks around. It is just hilarious. So definitely go and watch it. But really nice paint deco all over GER. He's rendered nicely in that 3D. He's got that stitch that I'm so happy they always put that in. That was very cool. Now you'll notice that there's a lot of seams on this guy, and that was the thing with a lot of the Invader Zim Palisades toys. But you kind of have to look past them, and you get a really nice figure out of it. He does have some articulation in the arms. Like I said, he needs the stand to stand. It has little nubs, and you will get some rotation out of his head as well. So overall, it's a nice looking Germ figure, but the real highlight, the real standout is utilizing what happens in the animation and putting it into 3D with this Germ fighting Invader Zim. Just everything from the shower cap to his Kleenex box shoes to the Germ goggles. I'm laughing, just in thinking about the episode and then seeing this figure. That's why there's a lot of fun to be had with these Invader Zim figures that Palisades did. It's just perfect. It's taking exactly what's on the screen and replicating it exactly in action figure form. You get all the details of the goggles. Really nice paint for the most part. Now, again, there is some hiccups here and there, and that's just something that happened with a lot of these Invader Zim figures, but you do get a lot of articulation, a lot more than GER, I will say. You can spin his head, his arms will go up and down, and you can rotate at the gloves, but again, just the Kleenex box shoes, you really can't go wrong with that. Everyone involved in this figure, whatever your part was, you absolutely nailed it. Love the colors. He's a little bit darker in some of the colors than the other Zim figures, and we'll look at them in contrast coming up. But I love the glare on the goggles, how they painted that in. It's kind of like a cel-shaded look. He does hold his Germ away can. I'll recommend this to you. Be careful when putting it in his hand. He will hold it, but then you run the risk of snapping some fingers, paint rub, a lot of things that really did occur with these Invader Zim figures. I will tell you that in all the figures that I own from Palisades, I only ended up breaking one. It was a stand, and it was for the GER. So again, be careful with him. Unfortunately, GER can't hold the McMeaty's burger, but he does look nice standing next to it. And of course, as I said, here's a bunch of Invader Zim figures from this Palisades line. They all line up really well. I do have a few other ones, but these are the main real standout ones. I love the Postulio. And if you didn't catch it before when I was showing off the bottom of the box with everyone involved, Trevor Zammit, who does all of NECA Toys' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, let's just say, for what he's working on right now and absolutely nailing. He worked on the Invader Zim figures, and now he's got the Ninja Turtle ones. So it's really cool to see the work progress and everything else. Awesome to come from Invader Zim all the way to the Turtles. It's very cool to see. There was apparently a plush version of this guy. I never did actually see this in the store, but just came across it and doing my research. And there was also one for the Germ GER as well. So very cool to see. If you're after a bunch of Invader Zim plushes, yeah, you can keep an eye out for those. So that is really going to wrap it up for my look at the 2005 Hot Topic exclusive Palisades Toys Germ Fighting Invader Zim. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you have any of these Invader Zim figures? Do you need them now? Did you love the show? Have you seen the new Netflix movie? It's absolutely amazing. And be on the lookout for Diamond Select. They're going to be having Invader Zim figures make a return. Hopefully by fall we'll know more at SDCC. And fingers crossed SDCC 2020 occurs and we can all get through this mess. So I wish you all the best of luck. Stay safe out there. Be safe, be smart. Collect at home. Stay home. Let's ride this out. We'll do it together. If you ever want to talk toys, if you need anything, email me, PM me on Instagram, whatever. Let's talk in the comments below. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember that no matter what, wash your hands, cough into your sleeve, and just take care of one another. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.